Coming up on the Sharp Reality, I'm going to give you my take on the police brutality incident involving Seattle Seahawks defensive end Michael Bennett and the Las Vegas Police Department. Plus, I'm going to give you guys 6 signs your girlfriend might be an undercover feminist. And I'm going to show you what I looked like when I used to be a fat ass. TSR Live starts right now.
Previously on TSR Live.
You don't have to care about the plight of black men in this country, but you're not going to tell me that I'm wrong for thinking what I do when it's happened to me so many times. Had I been a white guy and a white wife beater driving with a white woman in the car, may I have gotten pulled over? Sure. But I know that as soon as he saw that I was black, he knew he was pulling me over.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live. It is Wednesday, September 6th, 2017. Like I said yesterday, man, time really flies. I can't believe we're only, 3 weeks away from the fall. The summertime passed by very, very quickly. Later on in the show, I'm going to give you guys 6 signs you may be dating an undercover feminist. I get a lot of emails from guys telling me that they're dating what they describe as traditional women. But the problems that they're having with these women are indicative of feminist behavior. So I'm going to pull back the veil on these fake-ass bitches and put you guys up on game. I'm also going to show you guys a few of the chicks I fucked in my illustrious player career. I got a comment yesterday from a viewer who said he felt like that was something important for me to do. And, I would agree. Anybody can say anything, but a lot of times seeing a little confirmation certainly helps in the way of gaining trust from my audience. So I'll allow myself to brag a little bit, kill 2 birds with 1 stone on that one. Listen, I don't have anything to prove to anybody, but I do want to build trust. I want you guys to see that, yes, I am exactly who I say I am, and I live the life that I say I live. Listen, you can ask my girl. I am every bit as congruent here on TSR Live as I am in real life. And other red pill gentlemen will certainly attest to that. I'm also going to show you guys what I looked like at 312 pounds. Again, I talk about fitness, good health, and maintaining a good physique. I post my meals that my lady cooks for me on Twitter, and this morning I actually posted my green juice domination on Instagram. So we're going to have a little fun at my expense and have a good long laugh at my fat ass before I took the red pill. But I'm going to start today with the story of the day, at least in the sports world, and it might be getting some run in the mainstream news, and that is the story of Seattle Seahawks defensive end Michael Bennett's claims of police brutality and subsequent release of the video by TMZ. So this morning, Michael Bennett released a letter. He's got an Instagram page. He's got a Facebook page. I'm not sure if he released this. I think he released this on Twitter. I'm fairly certain that because on Twitter you can only have 140 characters or less when you're tweeting something out. So he wrote a letter. For those of you who are just listening, I'm going to read it out loud. For those of you who are watching, you guys can certainly listen, but I've got the letter up on screen. So it says, "Dear World," it says, "On Saturday, August 26, 2017, I was in Las Vegas to attend the Mayweather McGregor fight on my day off. After the fight, while heading back to my hotel, several hundred people heard what sounded like gunshots. Like many of the people in the area, I ran away from the sound looking for safety. Las Vegas police officers singled me out and pointed their guns at me for doing nothing more than simply being a black man in the wrong place at the wrong time. A police officer ordered me to get on the ground. As I laid on the ground, complying with his commands not to move, he placed his gun near my head and warned me that if I moved, he would, quote, blow my fucking head off. Terrified and confused by what was taking place, a second officer came over and forcefully jammed his knee into my back, making it difficult for me to breathe. Then they cinched or clenched the handcuffs on my wrist so tight that my fingers went numb. The officer's excessive use of force was unbearable. I felt helpless as I lay there on the ground, handcuffed, facing the real-life threat of being killed. All I could think of was, I'm going to die for no other reason but that I'm black and my skin color is somehow a threat. My life flashed before my eyes as I thought of my girls. Would I ever play with them again? Or watch them have kids? Or be able to kiss my wife again and tell her I love her? I kept asking the officers, what did I do? And reminding them that I had rights and I had rights they were duty bound to respect. The officers ignored my pleas and instead told me to shut up, and then took me to the back of a nearby police car, where I sat for what felt like an eternity until they apparently realized that I was not a thug, common criminal, or ordinary black man, but Michael Bennett, a famous professional football player. After confirming my identity, I was ultimately released without a legitimate justification for the officers' abusive conduct. I have always held a strong conviction that protesting or standing up for justice is just simply the right thing to do. The fact is, unequivocally, without question, before every game, I sit during a national anthem because equality doesn't live in this country. No matter how much money you make, what job you have, or how much you give, when you are seen as a nigger, you will be treated that way. The system failed me. I can only imagine what Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, and I can't pronounce her name, Charlena Lyles felt like. I have retained Oakland civil rights attorney John Burris to investigate and explore all my legal options, including filing a civil rights lawsuit for the violation of my constitutional rights. Sincerely, Michael Bennett. Now, the thing is this, guys. This was this kind of thing happens a lot, and you know, I don't know what happened. I mean, I saw the video myself, and to be quite frank, I don't know what happened before the video started or after the video started. At this point, it's a he said. And listen, the city always sides with the police officer. So regardless of what happened, unless somebody got it on video, the cops are going to be taken at their word. They can make any sort of outlandish claim that they can. You remember the Rodney King incident? You know, you had 4 cops beating the shit out of him, and they quote justified their police brutality by saying that he was unruly, was resisting arrest, and was beating them up, so they had to beat him to a bloody pulp, and that was their justification for their brutalization of one Rodney King. What was disturbing when the letter came out, when Michael Bennett's tweet came out, were all the people who immediately denied that he was telling the truth. They were calling him a liar. They said that he embellished his story. Maybe he embellished his story, maybe he didn't. I guess it'll all come out in the wash. But what was very disturbing to me was the fact that there were so many people who were so quick to say, "Oh, he must be lying." And I mean, I immediately knew that he probably wasn't lying. And thinking about this legally, it goes like this. If no one had a video camera, if no one had a camera phone, and Michael Bennett said, yes, the Las Vegas Police Department brutalized me and said this and did that, if it weren't true, then Michael Bennett would be essentially guilty of libel, which would open him up to legal repercussions in terms of, like, the Las Vegas Police Department could sue him for libel. They could sue him for making incredulous and untrue statements about their police department if there was no proof of police brutality. Again, it would be their word versus his. But you can't, in other words, you can't say some shit about somebody and it not be true. Yes, people do it. But when it comes to police brutality and things of that nature, a guy of Michael Bennett's stature, again, he's an NFL star. He makes millions of dollars per year. Most people, a lot of people know who he is. That opens you up to litigation. So in my mind, I mean, before I saw the video that TMZ had released, I said, okay, well, he's probably telling the truth. He doesn't really have a reason to lie. If he lied, then he'd be subject to lawsuits and whatnot. I heard about the denials. I heard about people texting in. I was actually watching the Dan Le Batard show when the story broke, and I continued to watch even after that when TMZ released the video online. And the text that Dan Le Batard read, the tweets, were once again people saying, "Oh, he's lying," or "He's embellishing the story," or "There's no way this could have happened." Now, my guess is that the vast majority of people who are writing into the Le Batard show or people outside of the Le Batard show who were calling bullshit on this particular incident, they were probably white. Most of them are white, because you'd never hear a black person who's ever been through that stuff say, yeah, he's just making it up. I mean, you just don't hear that. So listen, let's call a fucking spade a spade. It is what it is. But I've said before that black people need to stop expecting white people to care about the plight of black people. It's not their responsibility. It's not their problem, period. I mean, that's all there is to it. How can I put this? That said, the last thing that white people need to do in this particular situation is to deny that there is a problem with how white cops treat black people. Okay? Again, you got people saying that it never happened or that it doesn't happen, but since the advent of camera phones, guys, we see everything. Police brutality is, I mean, you've got body cameras, and of course cops have somehow found a way around that, but at some point there'll be a fail-safe. But because of technology, we see everything. Okay? And going back to the Rodney King thing, white people couldn't believe it when they saw the Rodney King video, because they didn't know, nor did they care about what black people had been telling them about the LAPD for years. But the video wised them up. The video put it in their face. Holy shit, these people are actually telling us the truth. And then, of course, you still had people who moved the goalpost. Well, this was an isolated situation. You don't know what Rodney... Listen, man, like, nothing justifies the beating that Rodney King took. I don't care what color the cops are. I don't care who he is. These days, there are white people out here still saying that it's bad or non-existent. And what I say to white people is this: you don't have to give a shit about the plight of black people. I've said it before. But you're not going to tell me it doesn't exist or that we deserve it. Fuck that. That shit's unfair. Listen, as unfair as it is, it doesn't affect you guys as white people. So if you couldn't give less of a shit about police brutality against black people, fine. But you ain't about to tell me that it doesn't exist or hamster some explanation as to why white cops keep shooting unarmed black people. Dude, fuck that, man. I've been in plenty of situations where I've been detained, as they like to call it, because I matched the description of somebody that they were looking for. I've been pulled over. I said in, I think it was episode 94 or 95. I can never keep my episode number straight. But I lived in the American South for on and off for close to 20 years. And guys, I've been pulled over dozens of times. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, it was always for something stupid. Your taillight is out. Your license plate is crooked. I remember one cop pulled me over. I had a 30-day tag on my car, which was, I just bought the car. It was a 30-day tag on the car. I think it rained like 2 days before, and it was kind of curled up and was kind of off color, but it was still up to date. Cop pulled me over anyway. He said, yeah, your 30-day tag looks like it's expired. I said, look, the date clearly says that it hasn't expired yet. He just pulled me over just to give me a hard time. I told this story before. I used to sell Audis back when I was 19 years old, between my freshman and sophomore year at High Point University. I worked for an Audi dealership right there on Capitol Boulevard, and part of my job was to go to Durham and pick up vehicles from the Durham dealership and transport them to Raleigh. Soon as I got on the 440 Beltline, those of you who are familiar with the Raleigh area, as soon as I got out on the 440 Beltline, it never failed. I'm not exaggerating. Every single time I was on the 440 Inner Beltline going to Raleigh in an Audi with dealer tags, I was pulled over every single time, without exception. This is how it is. I can sit here and I can bitch and I can moan about it, but that's how it is. This is our world. This is the hand that we've been dealt. So I've had plenty of experiences. The episode that you guys need to look for, it's entitled "Why Black People Need to Stop Expecting White People to Care About Their Problems," and I go into multiple situations that I've been in with the cops, with the law. I told one story about how an old roommate of mine accused me of identity theft. And I know I did not steal this dude's identity. I kicked him out of the apartment because he couldn't pay the rent. The cable was in his name, so the cable ended up getting cut off. Well, later he tried to finance a boat, and he told the cops that I had stolen his identity to get cable in his name. And then he told the cop that we were never roommates and that he lived next door. Well, as soon as and they issued a warrant for my arrest. So I had to go to answer to those charges. I had to bail myself out. I had to hire an attorney, and guess what? I ended up getting off because all I had to do was go to the apartment complex and get a lease with my name and his name on it, and that effectively ended the case. And a lot of you might be thinking, okay, well, you got off scot. No, I didn't get off fucking scot-free. I had to miss a day of work and spend, what was it, $800-900 on a defense attorney on a bullshit charge. So then I called up the detective in Cary, fucking North Carolina, Detective Brick. I'm going to go ahead and say his name right now. Detective Brick, if you're still working there, fuck you. But I call up Detective Brick and this son of a bitch, and I told him, I presented all my evidence. I said, look, dude, like, this guy lied. Oh, okay, well, we'll look into it. He calls me a week later. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have enough evidence to file a false accusation charge. And then that was that. And I'm a young kid. I'm, 25, 26 years old. But that was a fucked up situation, man. Like, this is how it happens, man. Like, we get railroaded all the fucking time. So then something like this, something like the Michael Bennett situation comes up and people are saying, oh, you're just making it up. That's easy to say when you don't live. Black people and white people, guys, we experience a different America. That's how it is. Dude, my main chick is white, and she's still trying to figure out why it is I am the way I am or why it is that I do what I do. I still have to explain it. It's not her fault. I don't expect her to get it. I don't expect her to fully understand. But that just goes to show that if you don't have experience walking in someone else's shoes, then you just don't know. And you don't have to care. But you're not going to tell me I'm full of shit, especially when I've experienced it pretty much my whole life. Now, in the defense of white people who are pushing back, I can't say that I don't understand why there's some pushback with these guys. I mean, the world, particularly the United States, they beat up on men in a lot of ways, guys. Listen, this is why we're all here, okay? This is why the manosphere exists, because feminism has really, I mean, they have done their best to marginalize us as these men who are useless rapists who walk around the streets looking for our next victim, and that we're inept, and that we're dumb, and that we're stupid, and this and that and the other, and that the world would be a better place without us. I mean, they're hard on us. They make life as difficult for us as humanly possible. White men, they get the most of that. Okay? Yeah, I'm a man. Yeah, okay. I mean, I have some hardships because I have a dick. But dude, white guys, man, you guys really get it. And listen, man, white guys are pissed. They really are, dude. Every time they turn around, they're being demonized, man. Like, dude, you guys are being demonized on commercials. You guys are demonized in the movies. You guys are made to look like buffoons in movies, commercials. I've talked about that before. So when something like the Michael Bennett situation happens, there's this knee-jerk reaction that says, fuck you all. Because feminism has aligned itself with racism, it's aligned itself with homophobia, and any other cause they can think of to stay legit. Okay, and again, I've talked about this before. They've managed to... Nobody bought feminism the first couple of times, and people started to throw it out the window the third time. But feminism was very, very smart. They recruited other races, they recruited homosexuals, they recruited lesbians, and now they're just one big happy fucking family. If you offend one, you offend them all. And the common enemy for all of these groups seem to be straight white men. So when white people in general say shit like, it didn't happen, or he's lying, or I'm sure the cop had a good reason, yeah, it pisses me off, don't get me wrong. But after my hands cool down, I can understand the motivation behind their knee-jerk reactions. And look, man, most white people, they're not bad people. Okay? Listen, contrary to popular belief, most cops out there seem to be different people. You don't really know everybody, but listen, I've had plenty of experiences with police officers. Listen, I've had more negative experiences with police officers than most, but by and large, cops seem to be decent people. White people seem to be decent people. You guys are not all bad people. So when there's a reaction from white people that says, oh, it's fake, or he's making it up, what they're trying to tell the world is that, hey, we're not all bad, okay? Not all white guys are bad. Not all white people are bad. Not all white cops are bad. And I would agree. I would agree. Look, I'm 40 years old. Listen, I've been around the world. I've met a lot of different people. Obviously, not all white people are bad. That's fucking laughable. But black people have been echoing that sentiment for decades. We've been saying, hey, we're not all bad for the better part of the last half century. But we still get railroaded in court. We still get harassed and sometimes brutalized unjustly by police officers. The pushback is understandable, okay? But the we're not all bad white crowd, they don't suffer the consequences that we as black people do, okay? White guys, yeah, I know shit can be tough, but listen, when you really boil it down to what it really is, all you guys get is that fake social media outrage, which, unless you let it, doesn't really affect you one bit. It's not their fault, okay? But it doesn't. Black people, what we get, okay? What we get is pulled over for having a taillight out. We get handcuffed and put on the roof of a police car because we match the description of someone who committed a crime 10 counties over. We get arrested for things that white people don't. You guys can, listen, again, you guys can deny it all you want. I don't expect you to understand. That's fine. I don't think you're any better or worse for it, but this is what we're trying to tell you. You guys are saying we're not all bad. You know what? I agree, you're not all bad, but we've been saying this shit for decades, man. We are not all bad, but we are treated like we are all bad. Later on in the show, Dan Le Batard actually pointed something out that that I said in episode 78, and that is that cops are anxious and intimidated by big black men. Okay, and if a black man is bigger than a cop, a white cop, okay, they generally get anxious and bullets start flying. All right. Again, I talked about it back in episode 78. Listen, guys. To wrap this segment up, I'm not here to debate what can be done to stop this. Everything, listen, man, all that's been done to death, and white cops continue to treat us unfairly, all right? That's how it is. Now, personally, what I do to avoid these situations is number one, I steer clear of cops when I'm out on the strip or out on the street. All right, I'm not engaging them. I'm not giving them any reason to question me or try to sharp angle me into saying something that gives them reason to arrest me. Been there, done that. Number two, when I'm in my car, I follow all traffic laws. I make sure my car is in perfect working order with my taillights, my headlights, my turn signals, make sure my registration is up to date, make sure my inspection is good, make sure my car is smogged. I make sure everything is up to date. I make sure there is no reason for them to pull me over whatsoever. And number three, I don't wear anything that could draw negative attention from cops, like a wife beater, backwards baseball cap, etc. All right? And I've got tattoos on my arm, so I generally try to cover those up. Listen, guys, no, we shouldn't have to do this, but that's our reality. Okay? It's the hand we've been dealt, and rather than sitting around bitching and moaning about it, me personally, again, I make sure all my I's are dotted and all my T's are crossed before heading out. And I would advise other black people to do exactly the same. Again, I'm not here to get into some philosophical discussion about race relations in America. There are many people out there who are smarter and more qualified than I am to have those discussions. I am not here for that. What I am here to say for sure is that people of other races who want to invalidate police brutality against black people, say it doesn't exist, or say we're making shit up or exaggerated, is to shut the fuck up. You ain't us. We know you don't care, and that's okay. Like, that is honestly okay. Like, I'm not a bitch. Like, it's not like I'm a woman saying, no, that's okay. You don't have to care. No. No. I'm telling you, I wouldn't care either. Okay? Listen, women have their own personal problems and this and that and the other. I couldn't give two shits about what a fucking female goes through. Fuck that. And I don't feel 1 ounce of guilt for it. White people shouldn't give two shits about what black people go through. You guys should not give a single fuck. And that's okay. Listen, people are inherently selfish. We're all going to look out for ourselves. We don't need you to care. But don't go walking around talking about how this isn't a problem. You don't fucking know. That's all there is to it. All right. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. You guys can also like my Facebook page, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. I post my episodes there quite a bit. Sometimes I'll post some of my work there from Return of Kings, also on Negro Manosphere, which I've been writing for pretty regularly for quite a while. Since actually the 1st of January. Instagram is where you can find me. Instagram is where I'm gonna post. I don't know. I posted a couple of videos. I posted a video of my main chick cooking some steak and some mushrooms. Man, what was it? It was cauliflower au gratin. Man, that was man, that was fucking wonderful. Then I posted this morning, me making green juice and me putting it down the hatch and things of that nature. So, lifestyle, I guess that's what I'm going to use it for as of right now. I'm not really certain how that's going to go. But yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram. If you guys have questions, comments, stories you'd like to share, show suggestions, show ideas, you guys can go to my website, thesharpreality.com. Just go to the contact tab, drop me your thoughts there, or you can tweet the show with the hashtag TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. Guys, if you like the video, hit the like button. I'm definitely trying to get the likes up to 100 plus per video, increase the profile of the show. If you like the show, if you think there's someone who could benefit from listening to the show, send them the subscribe button, tell them to hit the subscribe button. The more the better, the more the merrier. Okay, let's get to the chat here real quick. Samaj, what's up, man? See you in here every day. Houdini Dime said he finally caught a Donovan live stream. Yeah, Houdini, look, man, I'm on every weekday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 Pacific. That's basically when to catch me. Same with you, Freelance Ronin. Every day at 5 p.m. Kobe Anthony, what's going on? C Merch, brother from another mother down in the 702. Let's see what we got here. Back of the classroom. Okay, so the back of the classroom says, white people don't care about black people. End of Two Different Americas. Yeah, that's it, man. Listen, man, white people don't care about black people, and that is okay. Like, dude, man, like, when I see these white people out here marching for Black Lives Matter, and I put that in air quotes because that's turned out to be a farce, I think to myself, okay, if they care, fine, but dude, like, if you're a white guy and you're not advocating or caping up for black people, dude, I ain't mad at you, man. Like, I'm not, dude, a person should never worry about a plight that does not affect him or her. No, you know what, him, I'm not doing that him or her bullshit. It's the fucking sharp reality. Fuck those bitches. Charles Merchant says there are some cops that are rogue and there are many blacks who look for their death. Yeah, listen, I said it in episode 78. If you get out of if you act a fool with a cop, if you swing on a cop, they have the right to beat the shit out of you. If you brandish a gun at a cop, they have the right to put you down. That's all there is to it. But what happened to Michael Bennett, again, I don't know what happened before or after the video, but my guess is that they put him down on the ground is because he was black and he's fucking 6'2", 275 pounds. Listen, this is why white cops shoot black people, man. Because we're bigger, faster, fucking stronger than the average white cop. That's all there is to it, man. Like, dude, they can say, guys, you can say whatever you want and get on. No. If I'm a cop on the street and I'm 5'9", 175 pounds, and Brock Lesnar gets out of his vehicle and he starts getting aggressive with me, yeah, I'm gonna pull out my gun and I'm gonna put a bullet through his chest. Straight up. This is why white cops are doing this to black people. Yep, Charles Merchant's, let's see. Yep, Charles Merchant says Rodney King should not have been beaten that bad, but his crackhead ass should have been slapped hard like a bitch. Yeah, he was on crack, wasn't he? Yeah, I heard he was a crackhead. I don't really know about that. Let's see. Samaj says that's jacked up, but it's real. Straight up. Justin Cross says, I am a fucking felon and it makes me laugh my ass off when people act like black people are the only ones who go to jail. SMH. Yeah, listen, black people aren't the only ones who go to jail, but most of the jail and prison population are black people. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Listen, I've been to jail multiple times, man. Most of us, most people in there have my skin tone and a little bit darker. Kobe Anthony says being black in America feels like a second dimension. Wow, I never really thought of it that way. Yeah, listen, it is. I'm telling you, it is a different. Don't get it twisted. I love America. I love the fact that I was born here. But yeah, it's not the same America. That's all there is to it. Oh, you guys are lively. Holy smokes, I'm not gonna be able to get off of this. Simply Deep 1985 hashtag Donovan Sharp for president. Oh my god. Let's see what else we got in here. Donovan Sharp for president. South Beach Bonitas, yeah, thanks for the shout out there. Yeah, definitely get the likes up, guys. South Beach Bonitas is advocating for likes, so definitely get those likes up. Freelance Ronan says movies and TV paints white men as goobers, incompetent, and bungling, and paints black men as gay, gangbangers, and over emotional. Yeah, I would also, I guess, to piggyback off that, I forget which episode I talked about it in, but yeah, the media paints white guys as static betas, okay, like you guys are all betas, and then they paint black men as either these raging faggots or these hulking alpha males who don't have any control over our emotions. We just go around beating the shit out of people, and that's just not the case. Yep, John Creasy, they fear us larger black men. Dude, listen, man, JC, you're 100% on the mark, my friend. Listen, dude, I'm 6'1", 235. When a cop pulls me over, trust me, man, like he's thinking twice. He's definitely thinking twice. And listen, he's got a fucking gun, okay? Listen, I can definitely throw these hands, but dude, I'm not bringing a fist to a gunfight. That's not going to happen. Charles Merchant says, I guarantee you that blacks shoot each other 10 times faster than a cop. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Doesn't make it right, though. So, Alan LT, I see you. Donovan motherfucking Sharp. I think I might change my name to Donovan motherfucking Sharp, because I fucked a lot of mothers in my day, so that might be a good name change there. Ah, Heathen Deluxe, there it is. George Soros has a hidden agenda, or is the cuck of the millennium. Been a while since I've heard that name. Don't really know what. I don't really know what George Soros is up to these days. He's sort of like the puppet master. He's usually behind the scenes, up to some scheme and shit. Okay, so now, guys, there are 4 ways to contribute to TSR Live. You can do it right here in Super Chat. I've gotten 2 donations, one of $2 from Alan T. I got another one from T-Jack a couple days ago for $25. You can donate via Super Chat, whatever you guys can give. You know, if you feel that necessary, we definitely appreciate it here at Sharp Studios at TSR Towers. You can also contribute via Patreon. You can donate via PayPal on my website, thesharpreality.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You can drop something in the tip jar for me there. You can actually access the Patreon link on my YouTube channel homepage. You can also donate via PayPal on my YouTube channel, and there's a bookmark link on the top of my homepage, thesharpreality.com. That if you bookmark that Amazon link and do all your Amazon shopping through that link, you will be supporting the show in that way. We certainly appreciate all contributions to this point, guys. If you want to access the archive, if you want to listen to the previous episodes that I've talked about here in the past, including episode 78, go to thesharpreality.com. You'll see all the episodes there. It needs to be updated. I'm probably missing a few episodes. Things have been a little bit crazy, but I got to get my web guy on that. You can go to the Google Play app on your mobile device. You can find them on SoundCloud as well as iTunes. And guys, if you listen to the show via iTunes, be sure to leave me a review. That increases the profile of the show. And listen, a lot of you guys have left a lot of reviews. I have a really good rating. So I definitely appreciate you iTunes reviewers. And of course, you can access it right here on YouTube. Okay, so let's get to topic number 2 here. Give me 1 second. I got something going on here, not really sure. Give me just a few moments, guys. I've got a technical snafu here that I've got to deal with, so if you guys will just bear with me. There we are. There we go. Yeah, I had some other stuff on here, and for whatever reason, it did not show up. Okay, excellent. All right, let's see if that did it. All right. Let me go through all those. Okay. So, now on to a lighter topic. A lot of guys have been sending me emails about their girlfriends. These women are self-described as, quote, traditional girls. And these guys are also sending me emails. They're having problems with their women. Like, she flirts with her coworkers, she texts with her ex, she believes in equal relationships, things of that nature. Well, what all these women have in common is that what all these dudes have in common is that they're dating undercover feminists, all right? Most women don't call themselves feminists or identify as a feminist, but just about all of them have feminist beliefs. Just because you don't call yourself a feminist doesn't mean you're not one. So I'm going to give you guys 6 signs that you are dating an undercover feminist. So here we go. So reason number 1, right there on your screen, she swears a lot. Swearing a lot is not feminine. Any girl, and listen, we all swear from time to time, but females who swear incessantly, that is, not only is that not a traditional woman, she is probably a feminist. This is also the kind of girl who has to be the life of the party, or says she's the life of the party, things of that nature. There are some girls out there who even burp or fart out loud in public or around you without trying to cover it up. They think they're doing it to get a good laugh. When my girl burps and doesn't cover it up, I walk over, I pull down her panties, and I give her 3 firm swats right on the ass. My hand to the fucking man. I do it every goddamn time. Dude, I am not having my woman burp or fart in front of me. She's never farted in front of me, but it took me, I don't know, it took 3 or 4 times to get it through her skull, through her ass, that she is not going to be burping around me. So when she burps, I'll walk over, I give her 3 good swats on the ass. She's got a red ass for a little while. The point is that if she has a lot of masculine traits, and if she swears a lot, then then that's a feminist tell and a slut tell. Like I said, everybody swears, guys. Everybody cusses, but when women do it excessively, it's unattractive, and it's definitely something feminists do on the regular. Number 2, she doesn't have long hair. Now, there are many lengths of hair. I mean, some girls have shoulder-length hair. Some girls have, hair that's just below their shoulders, everywhere in between. But if her hair isn't long, at least, and when I say long, I mean it's at least halfway down her back, she might be a feminist and she might not know it, okay? Again, movies, commercials, TV shows, they try to feminize hair that isn't long. They try to show beautiful women, well, look how beautiful they are with short hair. Now, girls, what they do is they internalize this, and before you know it, they say, well, you know what, I'm going to cut my hair a little bit shorter. Then it's, I'm going to get a cute little ankle tattoo. Then that ankle tattoo turns into a sleeve tattoo. Then it's, you know what, I'm going to go get a bull ring in my nose, and so forth. Yes, guys, there are feminists out there with short hair, but they only keep it long to be attractive, okay? A fat girl with tattoos and piercings and long hair, she still wants the dick, and that's why her hair is long. If her hair isn't long, meaning halfway down her back, again, she's probably a feminist. Number 3, she is way too assertive. And I don't mean she's aggressive per se, okay? But this is the girl that is really, really assertive. At restaurants, at bars, she orders for herself. Okay, and if you say you want to order for you, she looks at you funny and says she can do it herself. This is the girl that cuts you off mid-sentence because she's not having a conversation with you. She's not having a conversation with you. She's just waiting for her turn to talk. Which again, that's a feminist tell. The overly assertive girl, not aggressive, mind you. Listen. We're talking about undercover feminists. The girl with the pink hair and the fucking lip ring who's aggressive, we know she's a feminist. We know she's fucked 1,000 guys. We already know that. We're talking about women who might be feminists, but you don't exactly know. This is the kind of woman who is very mouthy around men. Going back to the waiter situation, she makes conversation with the waiter. She makes conversation with the flight attendant. Any man around you, guys, she has to have a conversation with or draw attention to herself. This was a very bad habit that my main chick used to have. Anytime we were around people, she got really mouthy and really animated. And I fucking took her to the side. I said, yo, if you want to flirt with that guy, if you want to get that guy's number, do that on your own fucking time. But if you want to be a slut, you're not gonna do that on my watch. Do what you want to do when you're by yourself. I don't give a fuck. But you're not gonna disrespect me by having a conversation with another man that neither of us have met with me still standing here. Fuck that. And she has quelled that behavior. She's quelled that behavior since. Again, that kind of behavior isn't flirting because we'd recognize it, and a 5%er would check her on it. But a woman who asserts herself when she's around you and does it a lot, that's definitely a feminist in disguise, to be sure. Number 4, she doesn't shame sluts or single mothers. all girls have friends who are sluts and or single mothers. You know, girls, they like to talk to each other. Or they like to talk about each other, rather. But if she doesn't shame her friends or females she knows about their sluttiness or their reproductive irresponsibility, guys, she's probably a feminist, okay? Guys, traditional girls not only look down on these women, they don't become friends with them in the first place, okay? If she was such a traditional girl, then why are 4 out of her 5 friends epic sluts and 3 out of 5 of them single moms? Okay? Traditional women, quote unquote traditional women, they wouldn't associate with people like that. So the minute your girlfriend or your wife or your significant other mentions her strong, beautiful friend Susan who has 3 kids and 2 jobs, put her in the feminist category. Number 5. She acts funny when you try to be a gentleman. Now, I'll use myself as an example. Despite the fact that I'm a 5%er or quote alpha male red pill, so whatever. I consider myself to be a 5%er. I'll probably do an episode on that definition. But a 5%er is a man with red pill awareness who has red pill knowledge and lives the red pill life. Even as a 5%er, guys, I have and listen, as a 5%er, I got no problem checking my woman. I got no problem yelling at her. I got no problem demanding things from her. I have no problem raising my voice at her. That said, I'm still a gentleman to her because she deserves it, okay? She deserves it because she's the woman that I've made her into, all right? I hold doors open for her when we go to restaurants. I open the door for her when we get in the car. If it's raining, I'll tell her to wait while I go get the car. And then I'll drive the car around so she doesn't get wet. I do most of the driving and so on and so forth. If you try to do these things for your girl and she acts funny or she says, oh, it's all right, or she insists on driving after you've showed up to her house with your car, or says you don't have to do that or she can do it herself, guys, she's definitely a feminist. Traditional women, gentlemen, love chivalrous treatment from men. It's the natural state of both men and women. But feminists believe that allowing a man to treat them like a lady is somehow degrading or condescending. So they get all offended when they receive this kind of treatment from men. So if your girl acts funny when you try to be a gentleman, you've definitely got a closet feminist on your hand, that's for sure. And finally, number 6. She says I'm not a feminist, but those buts include I'm focused on my career. I'm not a feminist, but I'm not ready to start a family yet. I'm not a feminist, but I believe in equal relationships. I'm not a feminist, but I believe that women and men should be equal. If she says she's not a feminist, then adds but, it means she's a feminist. Because she's about to tell you her feminist tendencies while still expecting you to believe that she's not a feminist. It's amazing to me how many dudes out there have told me this. They'll say, my girl says she doesn't believe in feminist, but, and then they tell me all of the feminist bullshit that comes out of their mouths. And I think and then at that point, I'll respond to them. I'll say, dude, she just told you she was a feminist. And they'll respond, but she said she wasn't a feminist. And I'll respond, and you believed her because she said it, which is clearly a reliable way to discern whether or not a woman is telling you the truth. And I'll do it sarcastically. And then they'll realize how stupid they were, which allows us to have an adult conversation and for me to advise them correctly. If she says she's not a feminist, guys, she is a feminist. Listen, would you believe a woman these days if she told you she was a virgin? Okay, if a woman you were talking to had one little cute little wrist tattoo, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a virgin, would you believe that? Dude, my girl likes to watch the show called Bachelor in Paradise. And apparently there's this girl on there who has an ankle tattoo and a boob job. She's 25 years old, and she's told everyone that she's a virgin. And everyone believes her. Do you believe that girl's a virgin? A boob job and a wrist tattoo at 25 years old on a reality dating television show? Get the fuck out of here. If your woman says she is not a feminist, she is absolutely a fucking feminist. All right, let's go to the chat here. Oh, Freelance Ronin. Definitely contributing to the cause. Thank you very much, Freelance Ronin, for your $5 contribution to TSR via Super Chat. I greatly appreciate that. Let's see. Houdini Dimes said something about George W. Bush was a C student. I don't really know what Yeah, Heathen Deluxe. I heard that Heathen Deluxe says that George Soros is subsidizing Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've actually heard that. I don't really pay much attention to that organization, but yeah, it's okay. John Creasy says, Donovan, do a show on traveling with white women as a black man. There are places in the U.S. and on the planet that a black man should not go with a white woman if he wants to remain safe. That's a very good question. I mean, I might have to do some research on that. I've traveled with white women before, and I've never been in any physical or imminent danger. But yeah, I'll definitely do some research on that. My brother served in the United States Army for 4 years, so he's been all over the fucking place. So I might tap him for that. Simply Deep 1985 says, LOL, bet she doesn't mind if you spank her. No, that's the thing, man. It's like when I spank her, when I reprimand her, because I'm not gonna hit her, but I'm gonna physically show her that, hey, you shouldn't do that. Yeah, there's absolutely a part of her that likes being spanked, but I don't spank her in a way that it hurts so good. When I when I put my hand on her ass, yeah, it stings, and I make sure it fucking stings. She's like, god damn it. So yeah, quit burping and fucking fart in front of me. Let's see. Heathen Deluxe says, a septum piercing is a definite telltale sign of a third-wave feminist. Of course. Of course. Absolutely. Yeah, Freelance Ronan, thank you. Again, thank you definitely very much for the contribution. Everyone give Freelance Ronan a high five. He just donated $5 to the TSR Live family here. Anthony Brian Logan is in the motherfucking house. Get out of here. Guys, Anthony Brian Logan is a YouTube superstar. He and I, Anthony ABL, I think you and I were on a podcast with O'Shea Duke Jackson months ago. And I forget, I think this was the podcast where O'Shea had this black chick on. Her name was like Jimi Hendrix or something, and I ruffled her feathers a little bit. But yeah, Anthony Brian Logan, definitely. Listen, guys, definitely check out Anthony Brian Logan's show. Listen, it's Common Sense Conservative. The guy definitely. Oh, okay. So I guess you guys. Oh, listen to me, man. I'm trying to put you guys up on game. You guys are like, nigga, I already know who this dude is, man. Shut the fuck up about that. All right, I ain't mad at you. ABL, man, good to have you. Good to have you in, man. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. That was some funny ass shit because, dude, I pulled her card real quick. Like they kept finding. They asked her if she was a liberal or they asked her, are you a Democrat or Republican? And she wouldn't give an answer. So then they asked her questions on, well, what do you think about this? And she just kept straddling the fence and hedging her bets. And so finally I just called her out and she continued, and she said, well, that's why we don't date you. And I was like, no, I said, I rest my case. She's like, what you mean you rest my case? I was like, oh, bitch, please. Whatever. She knew she wanted to suck my dick. She was just mad about it. And listen, all you black women out there, I know you bitches are mad as a motherfucker that I'm not ugly. Oh my God. I'll bet you guys are mad as, you guys are at home saying, God damn, I can't stand it. I want to suck this nigga's dick and I want to suck this nigga's dick and I can't tell nobody about it. God damn, I wish this motherfucker was ugly. Sorry. All right, time to have a little bit of fun. Yesterday, I got a comment from a viewer who said that they wanted to see, and I don't have the comment here in front of me, but he told me that he would like to see. He told me he wanted to see a few chicks that I fucked in my past, and he said that he felt that it was important, and I would agree with him. And like I said at the top of the show, guys, I'm not here to prove anything to anybody, but by the same token, there are a lot of podcasters, there are a lot of red pill guys who are listen, I've met quite a few red pill guys. I'm not going to say any names, but I've met quite a few, low-level red pill guys, and you'd be surprised at how many of them ain't living the red pill life. I'll just put it to you that way. A lot of them they're good at what they do, but they're not as congruent as they would lead you to believe. And I know you guys. I want you guys to trust me as an audience, so I'm going to actually do two things. I'm going to show you a few of my a few of my notches, a few of my conquests, and then I'm going to show you guys what I used to look like when I was 312 fucking pounds. So you guys are going to get to see, you guys are going to get to see fat Donovan Sharp. So let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, so there's me. This is actually shortly after I moved to Vegas and found the red pill. Good looking girl there. I think the girl was Cuban and Mexican. I'm not sure, but we definitely had a good time. There's me in Vegas again. Yep, fuck that girl. Met her at a club. Yep, these two girls. Actually, if you guys see this picture, I'm probably high as a motherfucker. I've probably done. And guys, listen, man, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm the most moral gentleman out there. Honestly, to this point, it's been a while since I've probably snorted my weight in cocaine, and I'm fairly certain I don't even remember that picture being taken, to be quite honest with you. And if you look at my face, I was definitely high on something. I was probably doing blow. Was probably drunk as fuck that night. But yeah, that's I barely remember that night. Barely remember that picture. This was at another club in Vegas. The girl on the right, who's making it look like she's licking a pussy with the tongue bar. That bitch had the worst fucking breath. Oh my god! And then the bitch kissing me actually had a boyfriend at the time I fucked. I think I fucked her for 2 weeks, but he found out about us, and that was that. Here's another. Oh yeah. Oh god. Oh my. Yeah. Like you see the girl with the, I guess, that wannabe cheetah tattoo. Like her breath was it was fucking disgusting. I'm glad I did not fuck her, by the way. I fucked the girl on the left the girl on the right alone. Ay. This again was in Vegas. You know, me just having a good time. You can see the MGM Grand there in the background. Just may as well show you guys a picture of the future ex Mrs. Sharp. That is my main chick. Definitely a leggy redheaded white girl. Huge tits. This is the woman that actually cooks my meals, all the meals that I post. And John Creasy said she looks like she's got bad breath. I swear to God, that bitch's breath wasn't. Listen, I was high as a motherfucker, but I'm gonna tell you what, man, she was blowing my fucking buzz with that goddamn breath. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's my main chick. That's the chick I'm with now. Nice leggy redhead, pretty face. And you can see there that she wears a wedding ring, even though we're not married. She wears a wedding ring because I fucking told her to. This is us. Oh, this is actually us in Hawaii. I covered up her neck because, like I said, I make her wear a wedding ring and I make her wear my name on her chain. Again, guys, this is why I show you guys this stuff. A lot of guys say, well, you have to do this and do that. No, I'm letting you motherfuckers know that I practice what the fuck I preach. That's just all there is to it. If you're going to be my main chick, you're going to wear a fucking wedding ring, and you're going to wear my name on your fucking chain. That's how that goes. This is me and my main chick in Hawaii again. We had a good night. Now, you'll notice, guys, that I'm wearing... No, Heathen Deluxe, no, those are not skinny jeans. No, they are not skinny jeans. Please, no, do not associate me with skinny jeans. They are very, very comfortable jeans. They are not... Guys, listen, don't listen to Heathen Deluxe, man. You better get that shit out of here. Those are not fucking skinny jeans. Fuck that, man. I don't want nut huggers. They look like it, but I promise you they're not. Holy Jesus. But yeah, that's my main chick. That's us in Hawaii. And okay, and now we're back to the first one. So like I said, guys, I've never been one who, when I first got into the red pill game, the online game, so to speak, it never occurred to me that guys who talked about what I talked about were keyboard Casanovas, keyboard gangsters. Oh yeah, I fucked this bitch and that bitch and da-da-da-da-da. It just never occurred to me that they might not be telling the truth. Well, that stands to reason. A lot of guys out there profit in being something or somebody that they're not, and then turning around and and then they project themselves as someone they want to be rather than someone they are. Guys, I am one up. And listen, I don't have to prove anything to anybody, like I said, but listen, I'm 100% congruent, man. I practice what the fuck I preach. I've fucked many pretty women. You saw a few of them there. My main chick is absolutely beautiful. She cooks me meals. She gives me head. I spank her ass when she burps out loud or for no reason at all. That's how it is. So, yeah, a lot are faking the funk. So, Yeah, I know. Dude, I fucking love those. Dude, I love Latina chicks. I love Mexican girls. Yeah, a lot of Mexican girls in that slide. All right, it's time. Oh, God. It's time to make fun of me. Now, guys, before I put this on the screen, I want you to, well, nah, fuck it. There's no excuses. This is me. This is Donovan Sharp at my heaviest. I was 312 pounds. And today I'm a very trim and lean 235. So here we go. Oh, God. Oh, wait, hold on. No, hold on. There we go. Gentlemen, that is what I looked like, I would say 8-9 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Yeah, that's what I looked like. I was 312 pounds. I felt like shit. And by the way, guys, I still have those shorts. I still have those. I've still got those shorts. Just as a reminder, in terms of where I used to be. But yeah, you can see I was a big fucking fat tub of lard. I had no game to speak of. Yeah, big pun. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. Here's another picture. That's me standing to the side. And yeah, listen, tattoos, matching tattoos. I got the Superman tattoo in Wappingers Falls, New York, actually. So yeah, and listen, and notice, guys, that there's more hair on my head than on my chin. I had to reverse that. And then this one is particularly scary. Like, dude, like my chin and my neck is thicker than my head. 312, guys. 312. 312 pounds. And that's Even Deluxe says Gucci Mane gut. Yeah, that's about what it is. That's about what it is, man. He said big boy swag. Yeah, listen, man. I look at these pictures on not so much now. I probably look at them on a weekly basis just to remind myself of where I was. Tofik Lawal asks, how tall am I? I am 6 foot 1 inch, and I am 235 pounds today. This is what I look like today. So I went from this, 312 pounds down to 235. And I just saw the question. Let's see. Somebody asked me how I did it. Cool Coley wants to ask, did I get hosed like that? Yeah, I got one hoe, my fucking ex-wife. Who's an epic fucking slut. It's the only chick I could pull like that. Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, the way I did it, guys, was through it was living a consistent lifestyle. Like I've said before, every diet and exercise plan works, but you have to do it consistently. And listen, man, I mean, it wasn't easy. It certainly was not easy. And you know, I probably lost most of the probably about half the weight before I moved out to Las Vegas. But after I found the red pill, that's when I really started to slim down, bulk up, and lean out. Mr. Old School Rider, that Philly head got to go. Fuck no! Eagles forever, motherfucker. Fuck that. But yeah, I just decided to. It was just a decision that I made. So the way I did it is I ate clean. I did plenty of cardio. And I did only compound lifts. So the secret to my success, or actually there's 4 secrets to my success, and I've written an article on Return of Kings called 4 ways I maintain an elite physique. Number 1 is my diet. Sometimes I'll get on the keto diet if I need to lean out a little bit. But the main way to stay in great shape is to eat clean. And when someone eats clean, that means eating food that is as close to its natural state as humanly possible. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you see that I drink a lot of juice. Like I'll tell you what I've had this morning, what I've had all day today. Here's what I ate today. So I woke up, I had a green juice, and that, oh my God, the green juice was 2 kinds of kale, a half a lemon, asparagus, spinach, what else? A cucumber, a radish. Go to Instagram. You'll be able to see it. The juice that I drank after that was an orange, carrot, lime juice. And then after that, I drank a carrot, tomato, lemon juice. And then I waited a couple of hours. And then for lunch, I had a big lunch. I had some cashew peanuts. I had a chicken salad with shredded cheese. What else did I have? I had shredded cheese, olives, always spinach, always baby spinach in my salad. I don't deal with that romaine or that iceberg lettuce shit. That's basically just water. There was something, but it was all straight up keto. And my girl was in there making something. She said it was going to be a surprise, either that or I forgot. Oh, and then yesterday, I should have posted this on Instagram. Yesterday, my girl, listen, check this out, guys. My girl figured out how to make quesadillas without flour. She actually used coconut flour to make us chicken fucking quesadillas. So I got to eat chicken quesadillas last night, and I think it was like maybe 10 carbs or something like that. So the first thing you have to do is diet. The next thing you have to do, hey, Barry CEO with a donation of $2. Thanks a lot, fam. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that very much. Thank you guys. Thank you guys very much for your contributions. As far as my lifting regimen is concerned, I keep it simple. I would recommend going to stronglifts5x5.com, or you can Google stronglifts 5x5. It is easily the simplest, most effective exercise and workout regimen I have ever done in my life. That's how I got from fat to this. When I was fat, I was always doing some crazy diet or fucking around with the Nautilus machines. When I got serious, I did Stronglifts 5x5. And I'm not going to get into it, but it is all predicated, it is all based on all compound lifts. So there's the squat, there's the overhead press, which is my personal favorite. There's the deadlift. There's the barbell row. And then there's the bench press. I do those 5 compound lifts. And I switch up the scheduling, and I try to do each of them at least 2 to 3 times per week. I may ratchet it up. But yes, strong lifts 5x5. 5 sets of 5 compound lifts. That's how I got this physique. Obviously, the diet had a lot to do with it, but fucking around with Nautilus machines, you're not going to build any real world strength. I didn't want to just look strong. I wanted to be strong. And listen, me personally, I would highly recommend Strong Lifts 5x5. Yeah, I've heard about the paleo diet. I've done some research on it. I'm actually thinking about experimenting with the paleo diet and another kind of diet. I'm never one. I don't like to marry myself to one diet or another. But like I said, at the end of the day, I try to eat all my foods as close to their natural state as possible. Listen, every once in a while, yeah, I'll go to Outback and I'll eat 7 bloomin' onions. Okay, that's just how it is. I'm a man. You have to enjoy the fruits of your labor at some point or another. But eating clean, I think, is definitely the way to go in terms of diet. Cardio-wise, you guys know I'm on my bike, and in the last 18 months, I have ridden 5,000 miles on my bicycle, and so I definitely get plenty of cardiovascular. That's really what shredded me out. I probably did a little too much cardio because I started to lose gains in muscle. So I've cut back on my bike cardio. These days I'm trying to swim a little bit more, maybe do the elliptical because I've got bad knees, as every 40-year-old does. But by and large, I try to get between 30 and 45 minutes of cardio in. My girl tries to get in between 15 and 20 minutes of cardio in per day. And then last and not least is testosterone replacement therapy. I've been on testosterone replacement therapy now for 3 years, and it's changed my life. I can't really just do your research on it. Everything you read online about the benefits of TRT, it is absolutely true. Sex drive through the roof. You burn more fat, you gain more muscle, you sleep better. I'll probably be starting HGH probably right around the first of the year. Mr. Old School Writer says 5,000 miles. Damn, yep, 5,000 miles, man. And you can go to Twitter. I actually posted a picture of the 2 odometers that I had that added up to 5,000 miles. I got a little over 3,000 miles on one bike, but it got stolen, so I bought another one. Then I got another 2,000 miles off of that. But yeah, over 5,000 miles in the last 18 calendar months. So yeah, eat clean. Eat clean, do compound exercises, and make sure you get your cardio in, and talk to your doctor about testosterone replacement therapy if you're over 35, and it will absolutely make a world of difference. Yeah, that's actually a picture of me in Hawaii. I didn't even know, dude, my main chick took the picture. That was sort of a creeper picture. But this is actually the on our way up to the Kektor. We're probably 9,000 feet above sea level at this point, and we had to stop every few thousand feet for us to get accustomed to the height and the altitude. And they let us get out and take a look at the old school farms. I got to look in the barracks and all that stuff, and I guess I was looking good. My main chick decided, hey, there it is. So so that's that. So you guys now know that that I'm not a fake ass motherfucker. You guys also know that, and listen, man, as good as life has been for me lately, I've never been shy about sharing my my failures with women with you guys. I have absolutely been open about that. Listen, definitely check out episodes 4, episode 10, and episode 21. Episode 4 is the worst heartbreak of my life. Man, oh man. Episode 10 was about my marriage to Darcy, and episode 21 was how I tried to turn a hoe into a housewife. Listen, every single one of those stories are... Listen, they're all 100% true, and I say this all the time, man. Few men like myself get to this point without having gone through some strife. You don't become good with women unless you know what they're really like. And the way you learn what they're really like is you have to go through the fire. You have to experience some heartbreak. You have to take some collateral damage. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Some lessons can be taught. Most lessons, as far as women are concerned, they have to be learned. And fortunately for me, I was able to come out the other side with my freedom and my health in these situations. So definitely go back and check out those episodes. Listen, I'm in great shape today. Obviously, you guys see that I know what I'm talking about in terms of how to lose weight and how to stay in good shape, because I used to be a fat ass. That's just how it is. So yeah, I like to show you guys sort of the before and after. Show you guys that I'm a real person. I'm here live and in living color, showing you guys that it absolutely can be done, man. You can get in good shape. You can fuck pretty bitches. You can, if you put in the time and the effort, you can lock down a woman of, I don't want to say quality, but if you have what it takes to mold a woman into a quality woman, then yeah, you absolutely can do that. So I just wanted to give you guys sort of an inside look on the life and times and world of Donovan Sharp, fat ass or otherwise. That's going to do it for this episode of TSR. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. Freelance Ronin, I definitely appreciate your donation. Who else gave me a donation on this one? The $5 donation, I definitely appreciate that. Like the video, guys, and follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. Thanks for watching.